Mm. Fuck, dude.
People that are always bending the knee to the
to people like Mark's sensitivities.
chat is back to normal, so I guess we'll just enjoy it while after being.
Before we get started,
Whoa!
What happened, dog?
Nothing.
Why the fuck are you saying this shit?
'Cause I want to. Like right now, it's not hot in my house. Like at least downstairs, or it'll be hot soon in my house. I feel like I don't need to breathe. Where when I was at the gym, because it was hot, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Damn, dude. You sweating a lot?
Yeah.
Damn, dog.
Like I look like I legit look like I was like had fucking baby oil on me. That's how shiny I was. like my shoulders and shit had a layer of sweat over it, so I even looked darker and shit.
Did you like sitting in your car after that?
I let my car run to have the AC on for a bit before I got in. And I was
Like
outside.
sitting in your seat, sticky dog?
By the time I got in my car, I was already slightly cool. Because outside was cooler. Even though it was like 30 degrees.
Damn.
I'm very excited to announce a new Daily Wire Plus documentary.
Did your leg presses,
Reveals the
all that
truth
shit?
about one of the most distorted historical narratives.
Yeah, I realized how much I don't use my arms to help me. Because today, like when I'm doing leg press, my legs and hands were so sweaty that I couldn't even grip onto anything, so I couldn't even use them. Like, I usually use them to spot myself, but I couldn't even fucking do that.
Damn.
I had to have them all the way down on the side of my leg.
Damn. Proud of yourself, dog?
Sure did.
God,
there were some baddies though. Fucking hell. The Filipino one on the, I don't know what the hell she is, some sort of South American. And then there was she had to have been like Aryan German kind of thing. She was fucking gorgeous. So a couple hot black ones too.
Damn.
Unfortunately, I think both of them, I know both of them, but one of them doesn't really have hair, so she had like her big weave on, so.
Damn.
She had that real hair, she'd be hot as fuck.
Narratives of the modern age. The show is called The Pope and the Fuhrer, The Secret Vatican Files of World War II. Yes, that title is as provocative as the truth it exposes. For many decades now, Pope Pius XII, one of the most consequential men of the 20th century, and one of the greatest men of the 20th century, has been slandered by all sorts of
actual
of the church.
fucking gay
He's been
retard.
condemned for his supposed silence during the rise of Hitler and Nazism.
Couldn't imagine
that narrative
being that
was
fucking
always bogus.
retarded.
Now, with unprecedented access to the Vatican's wartime archives, we uncover what really happened and why the truth was buried for so long. The series is premiering soon, so get your DW Plus membership right now. It will premiere exclusively on Daily Wire Plus on August 13th. Here's a look at the trailer. History is written by the victors. But what if the victors got it wrong?
Motifsa Vitas, yeah.
For 80 years, the world has condemned one man as the Pope of Silence, the man who stood by in the face of shocking evil. But can we trust the popular narrative, even after all these years? This is not just a story about Hitler and the Holocaust. One of the worst lies ever told about the Catholic Church is what she did or did not do in one of modernity's darkest hours. Now, for the first time, the Vatican's secret archive is open, and the truth is far more shocking than the fiction. Propagandists have peddled one story for decades, but now we can definitively know better. Join me in this 4-part series, where we will discover the true story of Pope Pius XII, Hitler, and the Second World War.
The Pope and the Fuhrer. 4 episodes, nearly an hour each, not 1 second wasted. Daily Wire Plus members can start streaming August 13th. Are you not a member yet? But you should be. Join today at dailywireplus.com. Now, speaking of revealing the truth, are we finally going to get the real story on Jeffrey Epstein? Epstein's partner in crime, Ghislaine Maxwell, is offering to spill the beans before Congress. It could all come out. This is the woman who knows everything. But there's one big catch. I'm Michael Knowles. It's the Michael Knowles Show.
Yeah, dog, you there?
What?
Have you ever seen I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Now you're ready.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Before we get to...
No.
Dude, I was watching someone's reaction of that on YouTube, and I saw Jennifer Love Hewitt, and it put me in a good mood, dude. The fact that someone can look like that is actually insane. Wait, did I say who I'm talking about? I can't even remember.
What?
Did I say who I'm talking about? I can't even remember. Nice.
Movie?
Oh, but I didn't say the person's name, the chick's name.
Jennifer Love?
Hewitt, okay, there we go.
Any of that. Ghislaine, massive suicide risk from your iPhone. Little update to a story. We talked yesterday about this mob of, either yesterday or on, I forget, I don't know. All the days are blurring together, mostly because I had my teeth ripped out of me and I've been high ever since. We talked, though, in recent days about this jazz festival in Cincinnati, where afterward, a group of black people went out and attacked a white guy and a white lady. I don't think they were there together, but knocked him out. The white lady was bleeding from her mouth, and there were arrests. And there's a racial component to this, too, which we talked about the other day on the show. The criminals, the perps, have been arrested. Now, according to Fox 19, the 2 suspects are Dekyra Vernon, 24 years old, and Montiana's Merriweather, 34 years old. So initially this was reported there was a group of teenagers. Obviously it wasn't just teenagers. Each of these people is facing felonious assault and aggravated riot charges. According to the Fraternal Order of Police, Merriweather was indicted for receiving stolen property, previously indicted for receiving stolen property, weapons under disability, improper transportation of a firearm, and carrying a concealed weapon. That's before all of this. The judge, in this case, according to the Fraternal Order of Police, gave Merriweather a $4,000 bond at 10%, meaning that he only had to pay $400 to post bond.
Dog, Trump gave Putin like 10 days to stop the
obviously dangerous, violent criminals, and then you let them out basically for free. Guess what happens?
Like
they
12?
go out and commit more crimes, and then single mothers
He gave
lying
him
on the ground with
12
blood coming out of their mouths,
days,
and
dog.
tourist guys are
Nice.
getting kicked in the streets. We have the video.
What do you
In case you didn't catch
think,
this video
dog?
somehow, this is what happened the other night at the Jazz Festival.
I think it's not really 12 days to stop the war, it's 12 days to
Just a whole group. I mean, what is it? 6, 7 people.
move to like
women,
a big
men,
change,
women,
whatever
some older, some
that
younger,
change
just
would be.
kicking these people in the head.
What are you talking about?
I don't know whether it's like a
And then
de-escalation
beating
or
this woman,
a
knocks her right out.
downsizing.
Listen, we blurred her face. This is a single mother, apparently. And so I said the other day when we covered it on the show, I said, look, the only thing you can do is
What? Theater?
ruthlessly enforce
What the fuck
the
are you
law.
talking about?
Yeah, the theater
Because
of
we
war,
all
it's
know
what
there's
it's
a racial
called.
component to the story, and we all know it's the most tired, awful, tedious commentary.
Why is it called that?
Imagine if the roles were reversed here. And,
That's
but
good, that's,
you don't have to imagine. Everyone can imagine
big
that.
show.
No one cares. It doesn't matter. That observation doesn't change a thing. We don't need another CNN national conversation about race. The only thing that you can do to improve the situation in
to,
Cincinnati, cities around the
any
country,
higher power,
the only
all
thing
it
that you
is
can
a
do
show,
to improve
so.
the situation for white people and black people, victims and perpetrators, the only thing that you can do, this has been advice given to us going all the way back to Plato's Gorgias and the person of Socrates, is enforce the law and punish the evildoers for the good of society and for the good of the protection of the victims and even for the good of the protection of the souls of the perps. And that's not what happened here. You know what happened? People are already being let off and had already been let off with a slap on the wrist. That seems to be, in part, how we got to this moment. And the lady police chief is trying to blame everybody and everything to spread the blame away from the from the perpetrators.
Let me be clear. Anyone who put their hands on another individual
Yo,
during
dog.
this incident
Shit in the
in an
bag.
attempt to cause harm
Yep.
will face consequences. I don't care which side of the incident
Of course
or
I
the
did,
fight
dude.
they were on. If they place their hands on somebody in an attempt to cause harm, that
Dog,
is
what the fuck
unacceptable.
kind of propellers are those, dog?
This
What?
is still an open investigation.
Are you a faggot retard?
And all potential charges are being investigated for
Dog, those aren't gonna work, dog.
Nice, dude. They actually
All
spin quickly and
investigative tools
move air,
and
so yeah, they do.
techniques
They actually
are
do,
on
you
the
fucking
scene,
gay faggot.
including, were some of these individuals overserved at some local establishments?
Yeah, dog, show me the
Clear
math.
us that alcohol
Show it to me, you
played
cunt.
a significant part in this incident.
So you
Why do I need to
understand,
show you
it
math?
wasn't
That's
it
fallacious.
wasn't necessarily just the criminal's fault. It wasn't the people kicking the single mother in the head, making her bleed from her
Oh,
mouth.
dog, it's just your
Really?
opinion
When
then,
you
dog.
really think about it, it was the
No, it's,
bartender's
you
fault.
can say it's my anecdotal experience,
Nah,
but that's not
your
an
opinion.
Frankly.
It's your
You
opinion,
know,
dog.
I don't mean it. Jim Beam. Go arrest Jim Beam.
I didn't say I think they will move
This
there. I said
woman-
they already do.
this
'Cause
woman-
Nah,
I've made them
you
before.
don't know. You don't know.
A topic for another time. This woman gets out there. She says, you know,
But I
we're
do.
not going to let those bartenders off the hook. Because we want to let the criminals
Dude,
off
you
the
see
hook.
the new
And the only
Avatar
way that we can go soft on the
train?
criminals is if we go hard on everyone else. Even to the point that you hear
I didn't see the trailer,
she's
but I saw that
implicitly
there
blaming
was
the
one.
victim. She obviously doesn't know a damn thing about being a police officer because the first thing she says is false. It's
I think
false as
that
a matter
water
of law
lady's
and
in it
morality.
again.
She says, in this case, we're going to hold you accountable. We're going to make you face consequences. If you put your hands on someone with the intent to cause harm, whether you're on one side of the fight or the other, drawing an equivalence between the perpetrator and the victim, that principle is obviously not true. If someone breaks into my home to rob me and kill my children, and I punch that person, or I shoot that person, or I bash that person's brains against the concrete, I would not be committing a crime. I would be causing harm to that person. I would even be intending to cause harm. I guess you could say that it's a double effect. I'm intending to protect my property and my family, and the unintended consequence of that is I have to kill this marauder who's coming into my home. But in the colloquial way that this lady is speaking, it's much the same thing. I would be causing
It's
harm to that
coming
person.
this
I'd be laying hands on that person,
December, dog.
possibly killing that person, and I would not be doing anything
Yeah,
wrong.
it was
In
probably
fact,
made
I would
3
be
years
doing
ago,
something
so
that
they
is
could have already
positively
released
right.
it.
So take it to this incident here. Some gang of feral creatures comes up and starts attacking this single mother. If this single mother were to have swung and laid a punch on one of these people, if this single mother had pulled out a gun and shot every single one of them dead in their tracks, That woman wouldn't have done anything wrong. The aggressors would have done something wrong. The criminals would have done something wrong. The person defending himself or herself would not have done anything wrong. That lady needs to go back to police school. Something tells me she didn't get the highest grades at the academy. How did she become a police chief? This woman, I don't know, she needs to go study criminology again. If she thinks that gang attacks on single mothers are caused by Jack Daniels and Jim Beam. So I think she might have failed that class at the academy. Or maybe not. Maybe it's even a little darker than that. Maybe it's that even our law enforcement, and especially the political apparatchiks that run law enforcement, even they are not permitted to enact justice or have no interest in enacting justice. They're just trying to manage a political situation. And in so doing, they give inordinate mercy to the guilty. They don't care a whit for the innocent. They let criminals out on $400 bonds when they got them on pretty serious crimes, and then guess what the criminals go do? They go and commit more crimes. And the blood coming out of that lady's mouth is on the hands of the corrupt and incompetent
Damn
justice
dog,
system
it's
in
the
Cincinnati
iron
and elsewhere around the country. Absolutely pathetic. This is proof that when you go wrong in principle, you come to
I didn't hear
terribly,
anything you
terribly
just
mistake
said,
outcomes.
dude.
When you get something a little bit wrong in the
Damn
beginning,
dog, you
when you
don't
try to cut corners in
know.
the beginning, we're not gonna enact justice. We're gonna. It's so sad. This criminal. I don't want him to inconvenience himself. I don't want him to wait in prison. Let's let him out on basically a free bond.
Fuck.
Let's not blame him for his actions. Come on. Let's just. Well, this is what you get, and you're gonna get more of it. Now, speaking of misunderstanding our criminal justice system and the causes of violence, New York Governor Kathy Hochul really, really blowing it. I mean, somehow the Democrats' arguments for gun control laws are getting worse and worse decade by decade. We'll get to that in 1 second. First, I want to tell you about Pure Talk. Go to puretalk.com/Knowles. How many times have you told someone, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? That is great advice on most things, not so much for a cell phone. Because over time, the battery life fades, the processor can't. There was this horrible shooting in New York in Midtown East. This guy who was not from New York, he's from Nevada, shows up with a rifle in an office building, kills multiple people, injures a bunch more, kills a New York City police officer, and then he kills himself. That's the happiest part of the whole story. Kathy Hochul goes on TV. Who does she blame? What does she blame? You know the answer to this. The blame lies with the gun and with the Republican politicians who refuse to ban guns in contravention of our Second Amendment. And we've heard that argument for many decades. She's somehow made it even less persuasive than it's been all these years.
This goes to the difference between states' laws related to gun ownership. In the state of New York, you cannot buy one of these. You have to be over age 18. You cannot have access. I mean, he had a concealed carry permit, which allowed him to have this weapon. Much looser laws in the state of Nevada than we have here. And so our argument is this. Like, if every state had the same laws uniformly, you could not have a situation where we fight really hard in the state of New York to make sure that we have the toughest gun laws in the nation.
Okay, so she's making two claims here. Claims about other states' laws and therefore the need for national laws, and then she's referring to New York's own laws. Can you play that clip again? Because her argument's getting a little blurry.
This goes to the difference between states' laws related to gun ownership. In the state of New York, you cannot buy one of these. You have to be over age 18.
Okay.
You cannot have access. I mean, he had a concealed carry permit, which allowed him to have this weapon. Much looser laws in the state of Nevada than we have here. And so our argument is this. Like, if every state
Okay, I think I
had
got
the
it. I
same
think I
laws
got the point.
uniformly-
She's saying in New York, you couldn't buy this rifle. This is one of the most popular types of rifle in the entire country. So unless you actually repealed the Second Amendment, there's no way you could get rid of this rifle. Then she says, well, he had a concealed carry. That's what allowed him to carry this rifle into an office building. Did you catch the problem with that argument? Any gun owners out there? Probably a lot of gun owners listening to this show. concealed carry permits don't in any way pertain to rifles. Unless you're, I don't know, 12'5", unless you're a Nephilim, you're probably not concealing an AR-15 in your pocket. Are you? In your waistband? Maybe in your sock? Is that... Concealed carry permits relate to handguns. That's the kind of gun you can conceal. You can't conceal one of those. By the way, he wasn't concealing that gun. He was just walking down the street into it. How he was able to walk right into a building carrying this gun is beyond me. That's a question for law enforcement. That's a question for the incompetence of New York's government. That's a question for all sorts. But it's not an indictment of concealed carry laws. Furthermore, she then says, and the concealed carry laws allowed him to get this gun. What on earth are you talking about, lady? There are plenty of places that do not readily issue concealed carry where you can buy those guns. In fact, when I was in Los Angeles, I bought a similar rifle. LA County, you cannot get a concealed carry. It's basically impossible. You can get one of those rifles. Even with all of California's gun control laws, you can get a rifle. It's one of the most popular rifles in the country. So she has no idea what concealed carry is. She has no idea what kind of gun that is. She has no idea how the laws would affect the purchase of that gun. She has no idea how those laws could have stopped the gun from getting into the building in the first place. And she has no idea how to repeal the federal law or the federal right, the Second Amendment, that allows those guns to be purchased elsewhere in the first place. And she wants New York State to write the gun laws for every state in the country. She has no idea how federalism works. And she can't even make the argument over what kind of law would have stopped the shooting, which no Democrat has been able to do in my lifetime. How is it? Why can I probably explain it? Because it does seem weird that the Democrats made better gun control arguments 20 years ago than they do today. But I guess the reason for that is, one, the arguments were not good even then, and they didn't work, and they didn't persuade people. So you got to try something new, and if those were the best they were going to make, now I guess the arguments are worse. Number two, people like their rights. People like their guns. People recognize that we have not only a constitutional right, but even a natural right, an ability that we can derive from the natural law to protect ourselves. And this doesn't mean that you can have tanks and bazookas necessarily, but it does mean that you can have reasonable protection with common weapons to protect yourself. And in America, which has more guns than people, in America where these kinds of rifles are extraordinarily common, you get to have them. And by the way, none of the laws to ban that kind of gun or any other kind of gun or change concealed carry permits, none of those laws would have stopped that shit. Here's the proof. New York already bans all that stuff. And this guy got in. Really, really weak stuff. Governor Hochul, good grief. It's like a comedy of errors, these New York governors. Some of you don't remember this. We had a good governor in New York 30 years ago or more. George Pataki. We had this good governor in New York. George Pataki. He was a Republican. And then we've only had losers and jokers ever since. Who we had since? We had Elliot Spitzer. He got pinched on hookers. He goes down. Then we had Patterson. David Patterson? Was that his name? This guy also super crooked. I don't think he ran for re-election. Then we had Andy Cuomo. He was a complete disaster. He resigned in disgrace, ostensibly over a sex scandal, but it was really because he killed Granny during COVID. And then we got this lady. She's like the best one we've had in 30 years. Really, really pathetic. The race of New York
Playing League, dog.
is not improving over time. Now,
where you play league, where you play
fucking dumb cunt. That word, the E word,
piece of shit.
The U word is being
what
used
an
to
actual fucking
faggot
retard.
Jeans ad for American Eagle. ABC News so offended that a hot normal lady is selling jeans again, which has been part of marketing for a very long time, albeit with a break in the middle of the last 10 years so that we could promote androgynous weirdos to sell. Now we're back. We're back to the normality of the 90s. Anyway, ABC is referring to this as eugenics, and they kind of have a point. We'll get to that in 1 second. First, though, folks, on Friday, I get to hear from you, and it's my favorite time of the week. I get to hear from you in the mailbag. I get to answer your pressing questions about dating, philosophy, politics, and more. How do you do it? Go to dailywire.com. You click on Watch. You click on The Michael Knowles Show. This should be bookmarked already. This should be your homepage. Then you click Send a Mailbag Question. It opens up an email, and you can either write your question or, what I prefer, you record it on your phone. on whatever, however you record audio on your phone, video app, audio, voice message app, you record it. Keep it short. Ideally 30 seconds, certainly less than a minute. People, you send me your audiobook of your memoir. You send me your 10-hour soliloquy. I can't put that on the air. You got 30 seconds to 1 minute, please. That way I can hear your mellifluous voice, and then I can give you my pearls of wisdom to answer them. Head over there right now. Is the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle jeans ad eugenics?
Time to check the pulse. We begin with the backlash over a new ad campaign featuring actress Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, the ads are for American Eagle, and the tagline is, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Now, in one ad, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed actress talks about genes as in DNA being passed down from her parents.
The play on words is being compared to Nazi propaganda with racial undertones.
The pun, good genes, activates troubling historical associations for this country. The American eugenics movement in its prime between like 1900 and 1940 weaponized the idea of good genes just to justify white supremacism.
Okay, got it. Okay. Now, there's something really funny here, and this is an irony that many people have already observed. So I'll get that out of the way first before we get to the deeper point. The irony that many people have already observed is that the eugenics movement was very, very popular on the left. And in fact, the founder of Planned Parenthood was deeply entwined with the eugenics movement. And in fact, the founding of Planned Parenthood was part and parcel of the eugenics movement to improve the race by killing and preventing the conception of undesired races and people who were thought to be mentally deficient. It was very, very popular that many people have already observed. So I'll get that out.
Oh, yo, this faggot wants me to play League. Dog?
Piece of shit.
Dog,
Fucking sucked, dude.
This fucking faggot want me to play League.
Or, you're not. Fucking piece of shit.
Nice. Fucking faggot wants me to buy a game without even buying it himself like a fucking gay cunt.
Hey, man, you buy it, and if it's good, I'll buy it.
Yeah. Yo, dog.
What?
Buy Ready or Not, and I'll see if it's good. Fucking dumbass. Fucking faggot.
Oh, I can't fucking stream. I can't fucking stream. Alright. You think I have 7 million, dude?
Bro, you're literally a fucking billionaire. That's just one of your accounts, too.
Nice, man. Fucking faggot has a car, makes fucking monthly payments on it, but can't fucking get a fucking $30 game, dude. Nice. Fucking faggot is gonna buy an app but doesn't want to buy a fucking game, dude. Nice.
But dog, Ready or Not isn't my dream. Fucking dumbass
Could be.
logic.
Could be. You just have to buy it and find out. Dog, you gotta start playing League. Fucking piece of shit wants a live version of this fucking horse crap, dude.
Organs because it was malfunctioning.
I imagine something related to the intestinal tract.
It was terrible.
Malfunction.
Well, thanks for letting us know and bringing us back to that place. Who are you? What do you do?
Well, I'm retired military. Did 33 years in the service, 21 active, the rest guard reserve time. And now I just do comedy to stop suicide.
Right on. Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out.
No problem.
We got producer Tate.
What's up, everyone? I have functional organs, thankfully, so everyone at the table should be good. Producer Tate Brown, glad to be here.
Brad's hanging out.
What's going on, guys? Pop Culture Crisis, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I actually experienced the first time in my life where a baby was crying the entire flight, like last year. I've had very good luck with flights most of my life, so.
It doesn't really bother me all that much.
Yeah.
Do you have kids?
I do have 2 daughters who are adults now.
What,
Start the fucking game.
I did fucking dumb
I
cunt.
have my headphones in most of the time anyway, so I don't even notice it when I'm on the plane.
That's just me. I don't know. I understand a lot of people that don't like it.
The thing that really bothers me is these babies will cry for the entire flight, and towards the end, they go to sleep.
You know what it is?
I'm not having it. I'll be like, wake up.
Because I learned this because I just had a kid. Their ears are popping, and it's they don't know how to equalize the pressure, so they're crying. And parents are supposed to give them something to chew on or swallow, or like depending on how old they are. Or they say if it's a young baby, you breastfeed as you're taking off and as you're landing. But there are a lot of parents that just don't, so the kids' ears are in intense pain the whole time.
I was gonna say, stick a boob in.
Indeed. Phil is here still.
Yo, when I was doing leg press and I was feeling my
Did I fucking ask you?
Shut your faggot mouth.
Yeah, I fucking asked.
And I could feel my lateral quads, dude. They actually scared me, bro. I've never noticed my quads popping out that much.
You know what?
Shut
You
your
can
faggot
fucking
mouth.
shut your fucking mouth, alright?
Shut your mouth, man. Yeah, go make your fucking rice, bro. Fucking dumb cunt.
Oh shit, I fucking forgot my phone. Yo, dog plays Blitzcrank, dog.
He's a support.
Fucking play as Blitzcrank.
We are going sa assassin man.
It's good. everybody. My name is Phil Valenti. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains. I'm an anti-communist in the county resident. Let's get into it.
Here's a story from Newsweek. Ladies and gentlemen, Virginia politician doused in gasoline, then set on fire. This is a horrifying story. Danville City Councilman Lee Vogler, 38, was set on fire Wednesday in what police say was a targeted personal attack at his workplace, Showcase Magazine. According to a press release from the Danville Police Department, officers responded around 11:30 a.m. to the Main Street office after a man, later identified as Vogler, was doused with a flammable liquid and ignited outside his workplace. He was airlifted to a regional hospital, and the extent of his injuries is unknown. The suspect, Shotzi Michael Buck Hayes, 29 of Danville, fled the scene but was arrested without incident nearby. Police said the assault stemmed from a personal matter and was not politically motivated. Quote, based on the investigation at the time of this release, the victim and the suspect are known to each other, and the attack stems from a personal matter not related to the victim's position on Danville City Council or any other political affiliation, DPD said in a statement. Later Wednesday, Hayes was charged with attempted first-degree murder and aggravated malicious wounding. According to ABC 13 in Virginia, he's being held in Danville City Jail without bond. This is setting somebody on fire is...
It's a whole other level.
That's a whole other level. That is not just trying to end somebody. That is trying to make them. That's trying to torture.
Oh, this fucking grandma is OP as fuck.
Now, if his burns are over 60%, his chances are relatively low.
Yep.
So they have an OP jungler and I don't have an ADC.
It's over a lady.
Oh, shut up.
I don't know if this
Fucking
is
give
true,
him a hand, dude.
Because they're saying it's a personal matter. Obviously, the story breaks, and I'm on X like I always am, 24/7, and I immediately see breaking, and I'm like, holy crap. They say it's a personal matter, and everyone immediately was like, a Republican councilman was just doused, because that's a statement like you were saying. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to go to a really dark place to want to set somebody on fire.
Yeah, well,
because when you set someone on fire, your main goal is to make them suffer and then die.
Yeah.
It is horrible. Yeah. And I've seen stuff like that happen in Iraq, and I was there in 2004. I was the guy who showed up and had to take pictures and write reports and stuff. And dudes are frozen in place, carbonized. They've been burned so bad.
Wow.
It is
Now,
brutal.
is this just, when we see these stories and they freak us out, is it just that social media makes it easy and these things have happened and we've had serial killers and murderers forever?
Oh, no. There's people who been killing each other forever.
There needs to be more skits made of like what it was like in past decades when everything was going
Dog,
wrong.
you shit all over yourself, dog.
Pay attention
Oh,
to
dog, just the bag.
what's going on in every other country of the world as well.
Yeah, we used to have a thing called dueling.
Yeah.
You should bring back.
Yeah, dude, it wasn't a watery shit,
Well,
dude.
you don't have things like this. Like, if this is over a moment, you bring back dueling, right? You just send them a formal invitation.
It was a clean drop.
It's enforced by law. Hey, you've been called out to a duel. And
Why would it be water?
Would you want?
I know, you fucking tell me, dog.
Pistols at dawn, or would it be like sidearm and you got to draw swords? Okay.
Swords and gun. Well, here's the thing. You could sell the video rights. You can have a whole industry about
Eat
it.
your fucking peeled tomatoes
Aren't they still allowed to do this in
and
Texas?
watery shit, dog.
Challenge someone to a fight?
The thing about this, these kinds of stories that's so freaky is how this happens. It hits the news, and then within like 30 minutes, people on Twitter have already discovered the root. Because like they posted that the Shotzi, the guy that attacked, he had gotten a divorce like 2 weeks prior, and then they found out the guy that got lit on fire had multiple pictures with his now ex-wife. And so people are like putting this all together, but it's all rumors, and it's like I don't know if it's good that the public has inside knowledge on these sorts of events.
No, and look, I mean, it's never a good idea to try to kill the person that your ex has decided they want to be with, because you ain't getting her back that way either. Like, she's gonna be like, oh, you killed him now. I realize how much of a mistake it was.
It's in almost every circumstance, deciding to go kill something over personal and civil issues is always a bad idea. Yeah, terrible. As to the dueling thing, I was reading on this, like, why dueling ended, because it used to be fairly common practice. I was reading about Burr and Hamilton, and I'm thinking to myself, like, who's crazy enough to be like, you've dishonored me, let's one of us die? It seems like, bro, roll it off your back, man, live. But the truth is, duels were mostly for honor. And so the intent was, you'd go pistols at dawn, you'd take, 15 paces, turn around, and intentionally miss. The point was, I will defend my honor with my life, but let's not kill each other. Except when it came to Burr and Hamilton, Burr was like, and apparently Hamilton was like, yeah, bang, and he was like, nah. And so what happens is, you're never gonna guess. You know why dueling ended? Because of the woke young people. Oh, really? The younger generation was progressive and said this is barbaric and shouldn't be allowed. And they said, we're offended, ban this practice.
It was laying the seeds of feminism.
You know what, dog? Smash that rabbit in Zootopia, dog.
You know what I mean?
They were like hashtag end dueling back then?
Yep.
Okay.
And then it was, I was, yeah. Like, cause this is what, like late 1700s, early 1800s, they had dueling. And then young people were just like, we shouldn't allow this, barbaric. I gotta be honest, I do question that. The ending of dueling.
I believe Abraham Lincoln was challenged to a couple of duels as well. I don't know the details.
I guess the issue is right now, here's my frame of, like, my thinking. Yeah, dueling I think is bad. However, in Canada they're pushing medical assistance and dying. So it's coming full circle where it's like, look, you're making the argument that if people consent, they're allowed to end their lives. Even like in the Netherlands, they have this 26-year-old woman who's depressed. And they're like, all right, put her in the box and release the gas. Then why can't people do it? That's where you want to go with.
Somebody else will catch a stray bullet.
Yeah, but okay, you can do it with no guns. Fists and hands.
Fists and hands. I don't know, I would prefer sword and axe.
Mutual combat is a thing in a lot of places. Oh, yeah. If two people agree to fight, the cops are like, no, just don't break them.
They can sign up for this like Saturday.
As long as the both one guy gets knocked down and you continue to beat on him, that's a whole other thing.
Just jousting and dirt bikes would solve.
Can you imagine getting hit? And even if you had a shield, you might be hitting a shield at 60 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah. Or even
120 miles an hour.
Chilling in your house and you hear.
Oh, hold on. Like, what were the horses running? 20 or 30?
I imagine.
Somewhere between 20 and 30.
And they wear armor and the joust would shatter, right? Or they would just knock them all.
Bro, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, but like the show joust. Oh, yeah. When they knock you off, they weren't trying to stab you. Were they competitive?
It's amazing how you're surprised that you suck at this game.
She just goes untargetable for like 5 seconds, bro. It's fucking retarded.
I think this story's an interesting thing to think about. When you
While she
think about
does
politics
damage.
all day long, your mind immediately goes to it being some type of politically motivated attack. You forget that we live in a world full of insane people that do insane things all the time for very, very personal reasons. And it's not a good thing, but it is a reminder that there's a world outside of just
Fucking
the
literally
bad
lets me die 5v1 at the beginning, then fucking tells me to help him, and then he doesn't fucking
They
help
have an
me.
ordinance, Seattle Municipal Code 12A
Just fucking AFK
06025.
right now.
AI is always wrong. But it says that so long as both parties consent willingly, no weapons are involved, no bystanders or property is damaged, and a police officer is present to referee and break up the fight when a clear winner emerges, you're allowed to fight in public.
See, if somebody's like Ken Griffey Jr. is not the greatest hitter of all time, somebody else is like, at noon, outside your house, let's go.
Yeah. And it's like, call an officer, have him come watch. Do you think the cops are going to be like, cool?
They sign up for that.
I got dual duty.
If it's male cops, yes. If it's female cops, they're not going to be like,
They have side bets, bro. Of course. Kidding me?
Yeah, right. They send one patrol unit, 2 guys, and they're like, all right, I got the guy on the left. I'll take that bet.
You see going on here. Lost the argument to the little
Enemy double kill.
big all the bad decisions
Shut down.
I can guarantee you, if this is over a woman, that
That's crazy. It's crazy.
the vagina's not worth it. The vagina's not worth it.
You know, I was reading this, that historically only 40% of men ever reproduced.
Yes.
Guys were crazy.
You want to talk about super expendable back in the day?
Yeah.
That was you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you were smart enough to not be. Yep, or big enough.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, or lucky.
Back in the day, the king would roll in and like, all right, he's in the army, and then they would move on to build their infantry. If you were out, picking turnips and you didn't get spotted, then you were good.
Yeah. Well, that's actually an interesting thing why the name Smith is so important. The Smiths would never get sent to war. When a country lost a battle, the Smiths would never execute. They were always taken with weapons.
Necessary.
Right.
Because they made all of your locks, tools, hinges for your door, nails. Yeah, they can do that in the area.
Imagine that first guy who walked into the kingdom was like John Sapp, put like horsehair on a stick, and he was like flying, and the king was like, "My God, we will be gods among men."
I want 1,000 of those.
Yeah, and then Genghis Khan was like, "What if we did this while riding horses?" And then everybody was like, "This power is too much for us. We can't comprehend how to fight this." And then he conquered all of Asia.
No one figured out the horse hair combo like 100 years. The guy was just like exploding.
So good at it.
Yeah.
And he killed so many people. He actually
And made
reduced the carbon footprint.
He also made it.
Yes, he did.
That guy's crazy. All right, let's get serious and jump into this next story. We got this one from the New York Post. FBI chief Cash Patel finds burn bags of Trump-Russia documents in secret room. Secret room.
I mean, it was like behind us, like a bookcase.
Yeah. So what they said was there was a filing cabinet when you slide it aside. There was a little door. They opened it and crawled through it. They went into John Malkovich's head where they found documents.
I mean, that's kind of awesome.
It's a bookcase and you have to pull out Obama. Read to my father. That's how you get it.
It's called a skiff.
An enemy has been
I don't know why they back up so much when I'm fucking
it was my job
going.
to, dispose of the burn bags.
Genuinely makes no
Usually
sense.
did it once every 6 to 8 weeks. But there's a whole procedure you have to go through. Witnesses, you have to fill out all kinds of crap.
Guess that's what you
And
get when you have a
obviously,
fucking top lane as an ADC.
The guy's like, I'll do it next week. I'll do it next. Next thing you know, he gets reassigned, fired, and they're still there.
Could you imagine, like, Obama's sitting in his house reading a book, and then he opens a web browser and sees all kinds of bags of Russiagate documents, and it all is going to get unraveled because some lazy, low-level guy was like, I'll get to it.
But that's how it works.
Uh-huh.
When I was in the army, I can't tell you how many times I'd be like, hey, did you do that? Oh, no, no. We're not putting it on. It needs to happen now.
Let me tell you a story. So, we had AC problems. AC, might be able to hear in the background. And because this heat dump, it was like 90 something. So what happens is the AC is not working. So I tell my wife, who handles all the administrative stuff, I'm like, Allison, hey, the AC's out, I'm gonna call the guys. And then she reaches out to one of our guys and says, can you check on the AC and make sure it's working properly? He comes in, checks it all and says, looks good, and then walks out. And so the issue is not that anybody did anything wrong. It's that as soon as you jump a few steps, the specificity of the problem has been lost. So the original problem was the AC is low, not working properly.
Shut up, cunt.
The AC is off, which turns into nothing besides that. So I experienced this non-stop 24/7. It's the game of telephone.
Of course.
Imagine you're Obama.
Guess
you're
who didn't die? Me. Because my fucking teammate is retarded.
And then they go to a guy and they're like,
He runs away, so it's a 1v1. Bro, what fucking faggot planet am I living
I'll put it
on?
right here. I'll get it at the end of work. And then end of the day comes by, gets a text from that girl he's dating. He's like, oh man, I gotta go. Runs out, leaves the bag there.
It's because if it's in a movie, the supervillain always has like a number 2 who makes sure that everything gets done.
Yeah.
He needs the number 2 to go and make sure that he has to follow them to make sure that the bag actually gets burned.
I'm waiting for CD or DVD or thumb drive of the contents of Hillary Clinton's secret server.
It doesn't exist.
Listen, I can't tell you how many times I was working in the skip and I would see a CD laying out. Top secret information. You have to destroy this immediately. It happens.
Any kind of product that would help to
think so. One of the theories is that her private server was used to facilitate monetary exchange for public policy.
An ally has been slain.
Holy fuck, dude! What am I witnessing right now? Literal fucking retards.
They have uranium. Now, obviously, when uranium they mine, they have to enrich. But why on earth would the United States give them enriched uranium?
Take a look at this from Axios. 2021, Clinton Foundation donations plummet 75%. They say in 2021 they plummeted to 16 million last year, down 75% from the organization's peak when Hillary Clinton was running for president. Interesting.
I mean, it was you gave a big check to the foundation, you could get a phone call with the leader, and you were betting on her winning. Put money into my piggy bank, and then you can get a phone call for President of the United States.
I'll go one.
Rating will fall soon.
Yeah.
We donated a lot of because USAID money has been cut off at the knees.
Well, you see, the DNC broke, and the Republicans have a lot of money. I forgot the numbers, but it was something like single-digit millions. And this is exactly what was predicted with USAID, that these prominent NGOs were getting money was being from the NGOs who paid lawyers who then contribute to these campaigns and political action.
USAID gets cut off the head, and now there's burn bag documents being found in secret rooms.
Yo, let me give you this. This is according to the source here is Wikipedia, whatever. 2010, Clinton Foundation 313 million. 2011, 253. 2012, 134. 2013, 294 million. 2014, 338 million. 2015, 298 million. 2016, 224 million. 2017, 56 million. 2018, 20 million. 2021, 16 million. And so, no, I don't think this was USAID. You
don't think so?
Well, I'll put it this way. I don't know for sure. And
bro, it's like I can see the future. I tell him to fucking back at the inner turret. He says no. He dies 10 seconds later. Bro, like literally what planet am I on?
We will drive foreign policy when you contribute to my foundation. And the reason why, when Congress was like, hey, give us that private server, she was like, I'll just illegally destroy it. And then did. The theory is that she was trying to cover up all those communications. And then once she lost the presidential election, all that money dried up. And then, my friends, the Russiagate narrative. And the reason why Obama and his cronies and Clinton wanted to frame Donald Trump was because those IOUs come due. And when people put in hundreds of millions of dollars expecting you to win presidency you do not win, and then you cannot enact foreign policy as they want it to, someone's going to come with crowbar for the pecans.
When you look at the numbers, I mean, it's unbelievable.
You know, it would be a terrible person to have that many friends decide they want to end their own lives.
Correct. Yeah, it's like not even friends. It's like, oh, you remember that guy who scratched my car? It's like, yeah, he shot himself.
I met Hillary Clinton. Now my life is so terrible. I can't help it. I gotta end it.
So now you did insults twice.
Yeah.
Shut down.
I just want to point out that there was, at the time of the 2016 election, a meme that I believe this was when it began. Were sharing, and it was anytime a company was bankrupt, anytime a show got canceled, anytime a car crashed, someone would do a Twitter post from the object saying, I have information that would lead to the arrest and prosecution of Hillary Clinton. And everyone's like, oh, whoa. It was, the theory that the Clintons were killing people was so common. Regular random people who did not get involved in politics were making jokes that, like, you know, oh, my favorite show got canceled, and they would post fake posts from the, TV show saying, I have information that will lead to the arrest of Hillary Clinton.
Yep. It's so funny watching the media. Try to debunk it. There's like 500 people in the US. It's like, you can maybe get like 10. It's like 100 people.
When you look at some of the why do you call this suicide?
Yeah. It's like a piano dropped on him, and then what's going on? Yeah.
twice as bad. That's it. Like twice.
They need to pull that new medical license. That's insane.
Well, I mean, if you go medical license, you might shoot yourself in the head twice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Or self-deletion.
Yeah, bro, that fucking grandma's busted,
your leg,
bro.
throwing yourself down the stairs, and having it set
Such a
itself
dumb
back.
champion.
This is when everything went wrong. You guys remember this one?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't have much time. I have information. Some people say that Brock better die.
End of the mine.
So, you know, yeah, my encounter, Large Hadron Collider.
It's when things got, the Large Hadron Collider and the End of the Mayan calendar both happened in the same
Your
year.
team
That's
has
when things got
destroyed a
really
turret.
weird. You know, coincidentally, that's when social media became a big deal in everyone's pocket. Well, the cell phone. So, you know, you can choose whichever one you prefer to believe. I think I'm going with.
Maybe it's both.
Maybe it's a mixture of all three. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I mean, generally, I'm not usually particularly partial to
Your turret has been
supernatural
destroyed.
stuff. Are you?
I've seen some crazy stuff. Well, the one that really stands out the most was stationed at Abu Ghraib prison. It was the first sergeant. Coming back from the Italian meeting, 30, 45. It is just black. So bad. And I turned the
What
corner to go into
fucking-
the building, and so there's a long hallway that runs the length of the building.
You suck, dog.
I come around the corner, and I see arms and legs about 50, 60 feet away. Across, underneath the light, and go into an alcove.
Has been destroyed.
In the Middle East, that's a djinn.
It was a ghost ninja, I think. But you know, you're carrying your M4, I lock and load, I kind of clear the corner, and there's an alcove with 3 doors that all have on the outside. And that was like 8 seconds. There was no way.
What do you think it was?
Djinn or a ghost. Well, the thing is outside our walls, there was like 4 or 5 mass graves.
How tall was it? Like this?
5 to 6 feet tall-ish. It had
Yeah.
and the building we're in was the
Enemy has been slain.
Yes. And I lived in a barn that used to be there was a tank that was acid to death. I saw the video.
Let's start. Like, no idea how we got here.
All right, sorry. I have a habit of going into the weeds.
This is interesting. So start from the beginning with the story. Where were you? What happened? What is this building?
I was in Abu Ghraib prison in 04.
And where? That's in
Iraq. Right after the hit the news, at the center of the butthole of the universe.
An
We're
enemy
getting
has
attacked
been
all the
slain.
time. And I was at a time meeting with my
An
commander,
ally has been slain.
listening to their dribble, they're incompetent bastards. I'm sorry for swearing. But that is what it is. And I left, and I walked across the area to go back to our building, because in Abu Ghraib, prison complexes within the big complexes. I literally walked through the front door. There's a long hallway, fluorescent light right over the top, and about 50, 60 feet to my front, a jet black human silhouette walked right across my path into an alcove to the right.
And this is a well-lit hallway?
It's not quite as bright as this, it's close, but yeah.
And so you saw a black silhouette figure walking in a well-lit area.
Yes, and I immediately thought it was Haji Ninja, and we locked and loaded and cleared the corner, and there was nothing there. Yeah.
Shadow me.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, that was the one
So this, you were just saying that this place had like a wood chipper.
And a wood chipper out back.
Whose wood chipper was it?
It was the prisons.
And this was like an Iraqi government prison that had a wood chipper. And the implication was that they put people like what's the point of the object, right?
Nice.
But
make other people watch.
Dog, you're. Nah, it ain't your. You need to take a look in the mirror.
How many? You said there were 4.
They're stacked on top of each other. That's what I was told by the CVs who were clearing the area.
Do they know, or do you know how many people have been
Estimated 50,000 to 150,000
just buried in this one?
over a 15-year period.
So I wonder, right? There's a lot of superstition theories, and no one really knows. But some people would say that in an
Well,
area,
the fact we're still in this game is fucking insane, man.
Demons manifest, or it could be that demons manifested first, and it's why those graves exist, or something like that.
It's chicken or egg.
What do you think of that?
I think it was an individual who had been put to death, just wandering the area.
It would look like a normal human, like nothing weird about it, but like, you know, like
No wispy, anything. Walked. It was more like a slight dive.
did you report it? Your problem is like, hey, intruder, there's a guy.
Oh. You fucking suck.
I always wondered about this stuff by watching the when she called the police to be like, a wild and then actually shot. So I'm wondering, when you see this figure, wouldn't you just report that, hey, we got someone who breached the perimeter, they're inside.
I didn't report it because I cleared the corner. So I'm like, this is crazy.
What if it was Haji Ninja and he just slipped in?
I'm 8 seconds behind you, laughing low.
So did you actually say you saw a ghost or an entity?
Yeah.
It's a ghost.
I said it was a ghost or a shadow being. You know, he made fun of me, and I don't mind getting laughed at. Okay, well, it's all good.
I've seen horror movies like that too, where the guy says, "Hey, I saw a shadow being a ghost," and they'll laugh.
Yeah.
The creature's rising up, and you're like, "I'm telling you, it's there." And goes, "Nice try." That's crazy. Why did that happen?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what happened.
You're talking the Mayan calendar.
Oh yeah, I
Large
generally
hat
don't believe in
daughter.
supernatural stuff. He said I don't believe in it.
I believe it. But here's the important thing to understand is, what I don't get is the skeptics, and you know, with all due respect to atheists, the people who believe that the universe is static and it's just what we see in physics, because we know we haven't discovered everything. Only in the last 100 years did we discover the electromagnetic spectrum. So when you go to people and say that there's invisible forces around us, and then the different white things all of a sudden you got radio communications within a decade. So when I hear stories of, I saw a shadow being, okay, well here's what you should consider. Millions of people have reported seeing shadow beings. So to just dismiss it outright as they must be crazy is stupid. You can argue humans have a misfiring in their brain where they might perceive a shadow being and it's actually internal, maybe, or it could be that there is something that's not yet discovered or understand. So it's not like normal or supernatural. It just basically exists because it is part of existence. And it is
instruments and tools to be able to access other things. Like we have to use
An
tools
enemy
to
has
be able
been
to see the
slain.
infrared spectrum. We have to use tools to be able to see ultraviolet stuff. So I mean, it does make sense that there's far more to the universe than we understand.
We had a poltergeist
Your
phenomenon
team
here.
has destroyed an inhibitor.
Yeah.
So the minute you see something move on its own, you're like, oh my god.
And this happened twice.
No, nothing. What happened?
Yeah. I can't get into the details. But I can just say that several of the employees here witnessed it twice. And there's no scientific explanation. I know people get really mad because they're like, you have to tell us a story. I can't do it. I want to tell you that we witnessed poltergeist activity. In this, we built this building. Like, from the ground up. We cleared it, we laid the foundation, we put the dirt, the gravel, we put the frames up, the studio that we're in is part of, we started doing it before, like we haven't done it. We have a gigantic, 38 tall, like warehouse structure. Inside the structure is another, I think, 2,000 or something. Yeah, something like that. It's got 4 rooms. And so we built this thing, and it's very strange that we had this phenomenon happen here. However, we did find a rusty Civil War bayonet on the grounds when we were building this.
Another thing is, this could have been part of a homestead back in the day. You don't, I mean, unless you go pull plants and see.
Sanitary cribs.
There you go.
And, yeah. But, we are in the Civil War battle area, right? Antietam is only, I think, maybe like 20 some odd miles from here. Harper's Ferry is just around the corner. And when they were building this structure, one of the contractors went up to me with a Ziploc bag with a rusty Civil War bayonet. He's like, wow. Yeah. And we were like,
Bayonets back then was a joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Have you ever like that?
My earliest memory is of something that I couldn't explain. I've never had anything like that happen since then. Shout out to us. But my earliest memory was being in a bath and then somebody walking by the bathroom door that couldn't have been there because my dad was calling me. That I've never had anything like that. I have this disposition to like walk in the
It happened to me last night. I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw a shadow figure like outside my door. And I won't get into the full details, but just it wasn't my parents. You know, I
Looking directly at it, or was it the corner of your eye?
no, I was looking directly at it. And I thought we were getting robbed. I thought someone broke into my house, and I was like, I think I was like 9 or 10. So I was thinking, just shut up. But we weren't robbed. Some, like, I could hear dishes clanking, and just.
Previous tenant.
Could be. I think the previous tenant was like some old lady, you know? Yeah.
I've seen stuff like that.
I wonder if there's something to this idea. All of these people What if people can't leave the earthly plane until
Absolute
their natural time span
clinic.
is up? So when they're murdered, their soul is stuck for the next, like, let's, yeah, if you're supposed to live to be 60, 70, but you were killed in war, you just linger for 50
Dude,
years because your soul
the fact that it was so chalked early on and I still won that is fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
and that's why ghosts are so miserable.
In the early morning of May 28, 1998, police are called to the home of former
shit.
Miserable.
Yeah. You definitely remember.
You ever hit that mode where you're tired but you're fully awake and you want to, like, you feel like you want to sleep but then you're completely awake? It's so weird.
Nah, dude. I think you're just retarded.
Death is like the wind, always by my side.
The movie
Yo,
Ghost,
dog,
right, with
pick
Patrick Swayze,
Blitzcrank.
the ghost that was stuck
Bro, I
on
don't
the
play that
train.
faggot
Talk
position,
about a
bro.
miserable existence, right? Like to be stuck on a
Gonna lose,
subway
dog.
train and just like always angry at everybody
It's
around you.
yes, way.
Maybe that's why
This
you're
guy's
stuck,
so
though.
good.
Dying at the
Because the afterlife is like, this person's just like not a good entity.
And then as like medical technology improves and people live longer, then the ghosts just have to stay here longer and longer and longer.
What if you're only supposed to be here for 70 years, but we artificially extend your lifespan so your soul just zips out and
Get out of the way first before we get to the deeper point. The irony that many people have already observed is that the eugenics movement was very, very popular on the left.
Yo, dog, can I tell you something?
What if I said no?
Well, then I wouldn't tell you.
Go ahead, bitch.
Many people have already observed. So I'll get that out of the way.
Nice.
When I went to the gym with you, dude, and the black chick basically denied what you were saying, and you just sat there, I'm just like, dude, this guy's a little bitch. I lost respect for you.
Nice.
What do you think of that?
That's pretty good.
My brother returned. Seems dying was the easy part.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Chat.
Oh man, my sister makes me fucking get a discount.
One
Oh,
gifted
she's like,
subscription
nah.
from Overcoming Evil. Congratulations
This is a
to
Nigerian
Cheddar
prince.
in the chat. 07's in the chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for supporting the broadcast. And a $10 Rumble rant from D-Nice-CR says, love you, Drew. Well, we love you. 07's in the chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. And like I said, you can do it now, mid-show, end of the show, and we will acknowledge that. Thank you. All right, we got some big breaking news here tonight out of New York with some updates out of Manhattan, the 345 Park Avenue in Manhattan. Gunman, psychopath with a rifle. We have reports of an off-duty police officer shot and killed, and multiple people shot on the 33rd floor. And as of right now, these are the latest updates that I am seeing being reported. Around 4 victims have been killed. Gunman found in the office, one of the office buildings on the floors, and it was interesting because immediately, as always, you had the fake news, you had CNN. We can show you guys some of the clips, immediately going with the narrative that this must be a white guy, and CNN, as always, to nobody's surprise, was immediately running with this narrative and this image has been going viral of this individual walking in to the building on the building grounds outside with a rifle, obviously. Really, definitely not a white guy. Definitely not a white guy. And we've seen various reports of this possibly being a Muslim. A Muslim. I know Laura Loomer was reporting that, in several other, I think, independent news sources were reporting this. However, we are getting an identity. So expect this to disappear. Expect this to disappear any second now if it has not. Justin, this is disclosed TV. Police reports confirm the tentative identity of the Park Avenue shooting suspect as 27-year-old Shane Tamura, a resident of Las Vegas, Nevada. So these images are going viral as of right now. I'm pretty sure there will be some form of a police press conference. It's still pretty chaotic on the scene right now. And once we start to see those updates, we will bring those to you as well. Definitely looks similar here between the two. But what I do know is that ain't a white guy. Okay, that is not a white guy. Not a white guy whatsoever. That's a new type of white guy. But of course, the mainstream media has to run with their narrative. That's all they care about. They don't care about victims. They don't care about people that have been killed. They sure as hell don't care about police officers that lay down their lives in the line of duty. All they care about, and all they will be praying about is that it's a MAGA white supremacist. And that is clearly not the case. Clearly not the case. And Shane D. Tamura is the name that is floating around right now from Las Vegas. There's all kinds of videos now popping up, and we are getting reports. This is disclosed TV that police reports are confirming. This is the identity of the psychopath that has claimed the lives of multiple victims and others that are hurt as well. The situation is developing, and once we get some more, you're getting this image as well. I believe it's a video of Tamura, Shane D. Tamura, from I think his high school football days back in 2016. So you're seeing these images floating around right now. We are getting reports that police reports are indicating this is the individual. So whenever something like this is going on, you take those reports with a grain of salt till we get the full confirmation. But just to show you guys what is floating around right now, obviously a very real situation. Very devastating situation, and of course you got the fake news out there that automatically wants to make it about attacking white people. And they've been on a full court press. They've been on a full court press today, and you know, we got to get to that too. We got to get to that too. I got to pull up the article on that as well. Okay, and here's the clip if you think I'm exaggerating.
All right, so
from
Brian, stay with us.
CNN earlier, right? This was CNN earlier.
At any given time. All right, so Brian, stay with us. The former deputy director of the FBI, Andy McCabe, is with us as well. And Andy, I just want to ask you, you talk about a 44-story building, as Brian is reporting. And what John Miller just said, there were a few things that really stood out there. Among them that they did know what he looks like. Sunglasses, mustache, male, possibly white. And they were already able to identify various parts of the building where they think he is right now, from 911 calls.
This was earlier.
And also possibly a video on those elevators, that they were able to move that quickly. And John said they're focused on various floors in the upper parts of the building. Now we don't know his status right now, if that's going to end up being where he is, but they have moved incredibly quickly.
They really have. Let's be honest. This is the largest, best trained, best.
Okay, and so that was CNN earlier, already running with an unconfirmed. This just comes out of nowhere. They were running with the unconfirmed narrative that this was a white suspect, as always. As always. And, we are getting some images. This was Benny Johnson about 30 minutes ago reporting authorities have released a photo of New York City shooter Sheena Kimura. Okay, so that's what's being reported. And there he is, laid out on the floor. The firearm and the rifle does look similar. Obviously, they have him blotted out, but very interesting that they are moving quickly, according to these reports, to put out images of the gunman. Okay, and so, like I said, this is developing. All kinds of information floating around out there, and as we get more and more, we will bring that to your attention. You're seeing all kinds of photos all over social media, and my rule of thumb is to we'll point it out, talk about it, but we will get some confirmations soon. But obviously this is very real, happening, going down, and still no reported motive as of yet. And you have Nick Sorter reporting same image, that the body of 27-year-old Shane Tamura on the 33rd floor of the 354 354th Park Avenue in Manhattan following a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Okay, so this appears to be, I can't really make that out right here, but this could be a blood trail on his arm right here, but, or he could be just in a pool of blood and it's blotted out here. This seems to be very clean, self-inflicted bullet wound. Just gave yourself.
Did you exfoliate?
A headshot with a rifle. Okay. It always goes in this direction, right? It always goes in this direction. So we shall see. We got a lot of intel. Okay, we got a lot of intel to cover here tonight, and as more of these revelations come out, we'll be taking a look at it. And that's what we do here on this broadcast, this show, is we just kind of take a look at everything and attempt to the best of our ability to get down to the absolute truth of what we're dealing with. Okay, so there has been a full court press against white people for a very long time now, and I've always told people whenever you hear the terms DEI, or whenever you hear DEI thrown around, right? It's not just didn't earn it. That is cringe. That is very surface level. DEI is not simply giving a pass and a freebie to minorities, low IQ, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, women. Doesn't matter what color they are. Doesn't matter. Homosexuals. That's not it. DEI is anti-white. Period. Okay? And so now we have this today. They're trying to blame white people for a mass shooting that went down in New York City. And we'll get to this as well tonight. Sydney Sweeney has gone viral for an American Eagle Outfitters denim campaign. And she's being accused of pushing eugenics because she talks about her good genes. A play on words. And it's gone astronomically viral because she is white, okay? Because she is white. And we will be getting to this. And also, the white people brutally attacked by a pack of savage blacks in Cincinnati, Ohio, over the weekend. Mainstream media, national media did not and will not touch this story. But that's why we're here, and we will break it down. Where you have a bunch of savage blacks attacking attacking white people, and it's brutal, man. It is brutal. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the footage, but we will be breaking down that. And on top of everything else, this ongoing situation of the Epstein files saga pertaining President Trump and the Trump administration. And by the way, I told you guys this is not going anywhere. And here we are. And we also will be taking a look at some developments regarding Russiagate and some of illegal immigration ICE updates as well. So if you are just tuning in, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, hit the bell notification, please share the podcast everywhere. We appreciate you guys. And like I said, once we start getting some more updates on this shooter situation, we will bring that to you. Here's a look earlier. Okay, here's a look earlier of the chaotic scene on the ground in New York. This was a little bit of earlier, but just to give you an idea of how chaotic this has been for obvious reasons. So the building being evacuated by law enforcement.
Back up. Back up. Back up.
This is the beginning. This is just the beginning. If New York is going to get a Muslim mayor, you guys that are in New York should just get used to this stuff, unfortunately. Armored vehicles. And the FBI, Dan Bongino confirmed, is on the scene. I don't know if Bongino is, but the FBI is, to provide assistance to the NYPD. And your favorite Attorney General, Pam Bondi, also confirmed that they are involved providing assistance in this as well. I'm very interested to see what this is. A lot of young people coming out of the building.
To be honest, I have no idea how we're gonna call it over now. What happened? What did you guys do? Did you hear anything? What happened? I cannot believe you. Did you see what happened? Did you hear anything? That was loud. It was loud. It was right there.
A lot of young people in business attire. Could be a political event. We'll take a look at some of those updates as they come out. All right. All righty. So, a very, very, very interesting situation going on in New York. Okay. In New York, and obviously, we will bring some more updates. Here's another shot from earlier.
Cover the back, cover the back. Back up, back up, back up. Cover the back, cover the back. Back up, back up, back up. Back it up, back it up, back it up. You gotta move back, you gotta move back. Gotta move back. Move back, let's go. Move back. Move back. Move back. Move back. Move back. Move back. Let's go, let's go.
So clearly they made an arrest.
This guy, he comes out of here with the he's from Palestine. He keeps saying free Palestine. He got his face covered up in the Palestine stuff. He's walking out. The police don't pay him no mind. I said it's him. And then they end up getting him. They got him and they put him to the ground and they got him. They got him. Tried to bomb it up. He tried to bomb it up, and so did the lady. The lady that he came in there with, she left with a red bruise on her face, though. She went down in.
She was with him?
So it sounds like this this blonde woman is somehow connected to the shooter. But, you know. Low IQ eyewitness. Those are feds. Oh, man. That girl's running around New York City barefoot. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. Huge police response. Kiss that goodbye if you get Mamdani as mayor. Yeah, if you're in New York and you get that guy as mayor, you get that Muslim as mayor, you're gonna be cooked. You are going to be cooked. Absolutely cooked. Well, yeah, we're getting a lot coming out with some of these updates as the information comes out. Like I said, tons of photos of this guy coming out all over social media, and it's just crazy. I mean, it's not surprising that CNN moves hard to try to claim this was a white guy, right? And here we are, we're getting some photos. Let's take a look at this. The New York Post just put out a report I'm seeing about a minute ago. Let's take a look at this. 345 Park Avenue. Workers barricade office door during Shane Tamura's deadly NYC shooting. Terrifying photos appear to show Blackstone employees inside 345 Park Avenue barricading their office door with furniture as gunman Shane Tamura was rampaging through the middle building. Workers in business attire were seen piling couches up against their office door with the towering furniture reaching the ceiling. Let's take a look at this. Look at all this. Coming out fast, isn't it? Strange. Spencer. This is Spencer Hackamian on X says, this is how the employees in the Blackstone building barricaded themselves inside their offices while the shooter was active. And so there you can see all kinds of couches piled up so nobody can get in. All right? So no one can get in. You know, it'd be a lot more helpful if you could conceal or open carry. But this is what happens when you start to move to make it virtually impossible to arm yourself as a U.S. citizen. Instead of having to rely on couches and barricading yourself, if you find yourself in an active shooter situation, you just pop one to the head. End of story. But, you know, leftists and liberals, they just want to blame firearms and blame guns as if that's the main problem here. It never ends. It never ends. Right? So, the identity revealed, obviously not a white guy. And obviously the mainstream media doing everything they can to psyop you and run with that narrative right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. But this is this is what awaits you in New York. Okay? This is what awaits you in New York if you get this Muslim Zoran Mamdani mayor. Okay? This is what happens. You want to defund the police. You want to disarm Americans. You want to be a sitting duck. That's what eventually happens. I think we have some footage. Pull this up. I believe this could actually be the shooter's body. Or a victim. It could be a victim. Either way. Definitely not a white guy. That's gnarly.
Doggy there.
Definitely not a white guy. That's a black man. Not sure if that's the shooter, but it appears the shooter's body was left, and usually they'll leave the body.
Dog.
What?
It's a crime scene, obviously.
All right,
But,
just
if
checking,
there
dog.
are, victims that
What jet
are
is this?
in
J20.
need of immediate. Dude, this is very strange how quickly this stuff is coming out.
Dog,
Very
why'd you make the wind
I
green?
don't know. It's just, it's interesting. You know, I mean, that could mean many things. It could mean there's something trying to be pushed, or there is a genuine push to put out the truth. You decide. Here's the New York Post again.
I'll be back.
Date what?
And gunman Shane Tamura used Palmetto State Armory AR-15 in massacre at Midtown Skyscraper. They literally have photos already of the AR with blood all over it. Which is strange. I mean, I just think about, you know, what happened on J13. We never got photos of any details of the type of weapon. Remember, they tried to cover that up. It was like pulling teeth to even get somewhat of a remotely close answer. Here we are. We already have photos of apparently the AR-15, the New York Post. There it is with blood on it. There it is right there. Smears of blood were seen on the assault rifle Shane Tamura used during his deadly rampage inside 345 Park Avenue on Monday night, according to a photo obtained by the Post. So, the only way you would have these kind of photos is if, obviously, law enforcement, whether locally or federally, is directly leaking these to you. And that could mean one of many things, that something is being pushed here, or there's a genuine push for transparency to get ahead of the fake news. You know, there's multiple things. It's hard to tell what exactly is going on, especially as it's developing. But it is interesting that we have this much immediately, or someone in the building that was in proximity before anybody else snapped some photos on their way out and communicated with the New York Post and gave them the photos. I mean, anything could happen here, you know, but typically it's just strange. You know, typically we don't get all kinds of images, photos, the identity almost immediately, you know, almost immediately. So as I said, when stuff like this is happening, I just take things with a grain of salt. And when it comes to some of these reports, and it's looking like we got some. This is Aaliyah Scootercaster on the ground in New York, interviewing some eyewitnesses. Let's listen in. I want to hear some of this.
What was going on in there? You guys tell me.
We saw shooting. We heard shootings.
Can you tell me what you heard?
Ran into the room.
How many shots did you hear?
Like at least 10.
At least 10 shots?
It was so loud. It was like ringing through the building.
Did you happen to hear? I mean, did you happen to see the shooting?
No, I just ran. Everyone just ran.
And when you ran away, did you see anything? See anyone hurt? Nothing hurt?
Everyone was just hiding for like half an hour or something. Just rolled up. It was very, really scary.
Too many women cops, dude. Way too many women cops.
Hey, what was going on in there? Some just more footage from earlier of the building being evacuated. So a lot of more information now coming out as this takes place. And like I said, with a lot of the information coming out quickly, you know, I mean, one can make the case that clearly law enforcement is operating differently during a Trump administration, right? And needs a win in the midst of everything else going on, right?
But we will see what else comes. I'm pretty sure we'll get a press conference tonight for sure. We'll get a press conference tonight for sure from law enforcement at some.
They often will characterize
point to get an update, but I think the most recent update was 1 police officer and 4 dead and multiple injured still. But we are waiting on some more updates. Right? Waiting on some more updates. It's a developing situation. So I got my eye on this. So here it is right here. The active shooter reported at Park Avenue skyscraper housing Blackstone NFL headquarters. Okay, so that's the headquarters, Blackstone NFL headquarters in New York City. Still no motive reported, but it does seem we're getting information. But what exactly is the information? Right? That's for sure. Let's take a look at this. NYC mayoral candidate Silwa just ripped communist Zorhan Mamdani after he had armed guards at his wedding in Uganda. And so these two are getting ready to run against each other in the mayoral election upcoming. Let's hear his words.
Dealt with directly, and you're not going to confront it with words, unfortunately. You know, it's at times like this of a tragedy of a slain police officer, we put them on a pedestal. But the rest of the time, we berate them, we put them under an electron microscope, we're constantly questioning their motives, their tactics, and then only when they're died do we take a moment to reflect. You're right, there is a movement in my city to defund the police, to use social workers to actually say that we cannot trust the police, and they risk their lives every day for us, every day 24/7. And let me be the first to be political, Zoran Mandami in Uganda protected by masked AK-47 troops as he's having an extended holiday. Why do our politicians get all the protection in the world? Not just
Agree. Normally, I would say, politicizing this so fast, but New Yorkers are a completely different animal. To this day, they're on a whole other level. They're on a whole other level. I actually like that. I do. I like that energy. I like being around that.
Please.
If you're not used to that kind of stuff, it'll really throw you off. But New Yorkers immediately, just going head to head right after is no surprise to me at all.
Trust the police, and they risk their lives every day for us, every day 24/7. And let me be the first to be political. Zoran Mandani in Uganda protected by masked AK-47 troops as he's having an extended holiday. Why do our politicians get all the protection in the world? Not just Zoran, but others. And meantime, average everyday people just trying to earn a living are subject to these kind of random attacks. NYPD is the absolute best in the world. Everybody knows that. But they don't have enough men and women. We've got to get them up to 40,000 people to keep everybody safe and sound in our city. We're only at 31,000. That's not enough to protect everybody, Sean. You've traveled the streets. You know how desperately we need armed, uniformed police officers to make everybody feel safe and ward off the random attackers and potentially the terrorists who still want to attack us in New York.
Curtis, I traveled the streets with you at all the hours that we dealt with direct.
Well, there it is. And I don't disagree. What's coming to New York, what's already in New York is ticking time bomb, man. Ticking time bomb. If you get Zoran Mamdani, It's going to get even worse. Here is Alexis McAdams TV reporting on the scene. Let's take a listen.
So we're on the scene in Midtown Manhattan after 5 people were shot, including an NYPD police officer who was working off-duty security at a building right here in Midtown. So I'm just going to step out of the way and we're going to kind of show you what we're seeing. There are so many different groups that are out here from law enforcement, not just local, but state and federal as well. We know the FBI was called in after this shooting happened around 6:30 here in Midtown Manhattan. It's a huge high-rise building. What we know is this guy goes in, starts in the lobby, pulls out a gun, shoots at NYPD cop who's working security, okay? Then he goes up in the elevator. We're told by people who work there you don't need like the pass, I guess, to...
Where's the trigger?
Like some other buildings you do for security, goes up to at least 2 other floors, opens fire, shoots 4 people. 1 person who was working, I guess, was killed in the building. 3 others
Mod's dropping links right now, so you can go over there and check that.
So our thoughts and prayers are with these 4 people. One of the things I keep thinking about is, I moved here to New York City for a job, and so did a lot of these people too that are working, and their families are watching from home right now, hoping that their loved ones are okay, no matter what.
With their ass hanging out.
They want to watch your impressive basketball skills.
Yeah. Like, it's absolutely insane.
Ages, so they're trying to wait for those updates. NYPD should give us those updates soon.
Live in these big cities at your own risk, man. I keep telling people. Like, if you were going to make the conscious decision to move to New York or California, live there at your own risk. Live there at your own risk. You are a sitting duck, and if something like this goes down, the murderers will be protected, and you will be swept under the rug. How it goes. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. Here come the memes, man. Already. Here come the memes. Manhattan gunman identified as 6'4" white male, according to CNN. This is literally the guy, but they've already made him white. Oh my gosh, dude. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. Here come the memes, man. Already. Here come the memes. Manhattan gunman identified as 6'4" white male, according to CNN. This is literally the guy, but they've already made him white. Oh my gosh, dude. They Michael Jacksoned him already, dude. They Michael Jacksoned him already, but no, he's not white. They're already going out there with their memes. Already going out there with their memes. But, yeah, this is a preview. This is a preview of this becoming somewhat of a daily occurrence.
That doesn't even make sense.
First entrance points going into the building before they made any contact with the shooter. I believe so far it's the shooter took themselves out himself with a rifle. Self-inflicted gun wound. So, as we get some more updates, we will bring that to you guys. Sorry, guys, I'm just like, when we do like breaking news, live type of stuff, I'm just like looking at it, talking. But we will shift over to some of our other news here tonight. But we're not done with this, because there's going to be more that comes out tonight. This is a 4.5-hour show, so subscribe to the channel. And once we get some more, we'll bring it to you. But not a white guy, okay? Not a white guy. Clearly a black guy. And you got fake news out there trying to push this being a white guy. And I mean, that could be, that could be why law enforcement is moving so quickly to get information out there as fast as possible to get ahead of the fake news, so they don't have some kind of George Floyd scenario. That's possible too. It's entirely possible. entirely possible. But okay, once we get some more updates, we will bring that to you guys as they come in shortly. Right? Okay, let's get into this Trump stuff. Because obviously this is something that I've been telling you guys is not going away. Okay? Is not going away whatsoever. Right? This is only going to increase the more and more Trump tries to punt it away. But up until this point, real quick, before we do continue, like I said, the #1 way to support this show is to drop some gifted subs. Squalor Bill has gifted 5 subscriptions. Oh, 7's in the chat. Oh, 7's in the chat. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Yes. Yes, pray for the victims' families, all those involved, and law enforcement in a situation like this. Of course. Okay, we got an update, and so if you're new to me and you're new to this channel, we have not let go of the Epstein Files issue for obvious reasons, because we are not going to accept that our world is run by high-powered and very rich and powerful pedophiles at the highest levels, and it is not enough for us to be told, well, it was a long time ago, it's very complex, and unfortunately there's not much you can do about it, especially after we were told by President Trump he would put this stuff out on the 2024 campaign trail. You don't get to be the most famous man on the face of planet Earth on the most legendary campaign ever in modern U.S. history, your triumphal return back to the White House. You don't get to be the leader of a political revolution in the most powerful nation in the midst of all of that, called MAGA. You don't get to make a claim saying, I will release the Epstein files after I take a look at them, and then not deliver, and then be surprised that the whole world is out there wondering what the hell, right? Wondering what the hell. And from the immediate release of the memo, this is about a month in now, I said immediately Trump needs to come out and he needs to set the record straight himself. We don't need to hear from Bondi. I don't want to hear from Bongino. I don't want to hear from Patel. I don't want to hear... I don't want to hear from Caroline Leavitt. Okay, President Trump himself needed to come out and he needed to set the record straight right out the gate. That did not happen, and it led to more serious suspicion, serious speculation, to the point of Trump coming out and saying, if you don't let this thing go, I don't want your support anymore. And you have all of these talk show hosts out here. You have all of these MAGA operatives. You have all these retards out here saying, why you still want to talk about the Epstein files? You should be focusing on the MAGA wins. You should be focusing on Russiagate. Interesting, huh? That wasn't on the official Agenda 47 campaign website, was it now? Neither was the JFK files, neither was the MLK file. If your little argument is, well, him releasing the Epstein files wasn't an official Agenda 47 campaign promise, I don't see it on the White House. Oh, neither were the JFK, MLK, or exposing Russiagate. But it's promises made, promises kept on that one, huh, buddy? You're just a hypocrite. My position has been, it all matters, and don't insult my intelligence. I can care about multiple things at once, period, including the Epstein files. And so whether it's Trump or some retard show host or some MAGA operative influencer trying to tell me that I can only focus on or care about one thing at once, yeah, no thanks. Okay? Why don't you go receive an Epstein Phase 1 binder from Pam Bondi? Because obviously, that's how you view my intelligence. Wrong. And that's why you don't have a Drew Hernandez up there at the White House like a smiley MAGA retard with an Epstein Phase 1 binder. Yeah, not this guy. All right? No, we are capable of caring about all of it at once. And literally, you had Trump on Friday. Last Friday, Trump comes out and starts naming names. I'll give you a list. Bill Clinton, Harvard operatives. Trump starts dropping names, and then he's talking to the media, and Trump comes out and says, you should be talking about the economic recovery, you should be talking about Russiagate, and you should be talking about Epstein, but you should be talking about the fact that Bill Clinton has been to the island like 28 times, and various others that actually lived with Epstein. I did it. Interesting, very interesting. Very interesting development, don't you think? And I've been getting crap for the past week by all these stupid people. Not you guys. But if you are one of these stupid people that are like, Drew, drop it. You gotta move on already. You should only be focusing on Russiagate. I'm gay and retarded. Oh my God, I don't like that. Why won't you drop exposing high-profile famous pedophiles? Oh my God. Just talk about Russiagate.
Educated about the harm that these words caused, I would like to say that I regret absolutely nothing. Fuck you. Make gaming great again. There you have it right there. So, and it was just a sarcastic response of like all these people that are always bending the knee to the mob, you know? So, I figured I would just go ahead and get out ahead of the curve. If there's any leaked gaming game lobby footage of me saying words that I can't say on YouTube, I would just like to clarify that yes, I said them. No, I do not regret saying them, and I don't give a shit about your feelings. There you have it right there. So, but the comment section is pretty great. Krista says, I will never forget what you called me when we played Mario Kart together. It was a bad word. I'm not going to repeat it. So I responded with Do-Rag Vince, one of the greatest characters in the history of wrestling. We need Do-Rag Vince right now. We need Do-Rag Vince. We need him. Ripa, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I responded with, I just had a flashback, man. I just had a flashback. What were the words? Oh, you know what the words were. You know what the words were. There's Cole Hauser. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. And I responded there. I had this guy say, unless you say something bad about Nintendo, but you never do that because you're a good little corporate shill. And I responded and said, I literally criticized them last night on a stream and this morning on a stream. And, you know, so I was able to use that response right there. And then he says, congrats on the participation trophy. Now join a real fight. And I said, I'm too busy playing Nintendo and Fortnite like a real man. So there you have it. So I've been having a little fun on Twitter today. But there is some stuff to talk about for sure in the world of politics. We're going to get into that. Mike S. says, brothers, been playing Gears of War again at the end of 2. Recently, Resident Evil. If you want some challenges, go back to the good stuff, FYI. Gears back in the day was awesome. I miss Gears of War. Bender says, sent the email I.199 Trump 2028. Thank you so much. Mike S. says, was a bridge involved? It might have been a time or two. And before you get upset, Cole Hauser has already given me the pass. So I'm good. So it's not even a problem. So we're good, man. I am covered. There's no issue at all. Fantastic Knox says, g'day and hail. I said bad words back in my gaming days, lots of Melanie Mac words. I regret nothing. Those were the good old days. They were indeed. Now, I'm going to show a disturbing picture for many of you. So if we have sensitive people in the audience, I just want to give fair warning. This is a very difficult image to show, and I don't want anyone to get upset by the imagery that we're going to show. So 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Right here. This is a very, very difficult image. And, you know, as you see, what happened to him? What happened to him? Sydney Sweeney appeared in an ad. That is what happened right there. Sydney Sweeney appearing in an ad is definitely one of the most dangerous and horrific things we have ever seen in history. And I just thoughts and prayers to everyone that has been affected by this terrible situation. In fact, and I'm not making this up, I'm not making this up, an ESPN employee, a male ESPN employee, said that he was mortified. That is the exact quote. He was mortified by the Sydney Sweeney ad. Here's Clay Travis covering it right here. Listen to this.
And I would just say this. How did ESPN allow this? How do you hire men that are supposed to be talking overwhelmingly to a male audience, and you're paying someone substantial sums of money to say that you are mortified by a pretty girl in a blue jean advertisement?
It's amazing.
I just can't believe that
It's
ESPN
amazing.
employs this total who is, I think it's the same guy who said, like, on the day Hulk Hogan died, oh, Hulk Hogan's a racist. They published that at ESPN.com. And so nothing else about Hulk Hogan matters. They didn't publish, hey, Kobe Bryant is a homophobe. He was fined for using homophobic language on the day Kobe died. They didn't say on the day Kobe died, hey, Kobe will always be someone who was accused of sexual assault. He can never escape it. I've got a crazy idea. All of us contain multitudes, some good, some bad. When someone dies, natural human action is to try to be positive about the life that they led.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that the poor choices someone made is not a part of their overall life story, but focusing entirely on the negative and employing somebody who's mortified wonder why ESPN has lost the culture and why they now have to beg people like Pat McAfee to come work for them. It's because they don't represent.
Correct. Normal nudes. Wait a minute. What did the AI pick up to say? Hang on. He said normal. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I agree with everything Clay Travis said, and even the White House has gotten involved in this situation right here. The White House is firing back at outrage over American Eagles' Sydney Sweeney ad, which reads, Sydney Sweeney has great genes, a play on great genes. Some of the left slammed it for promoting whiteness and thinness. Like, this warped, moronic, dense liberal thinking is a big reason why Americans voted the way they did in 2024. They're tired of this bullshit. And that really is what this is all about right here. The fact that they're trying to make Sydney Sweeney be their new enemy just shows how absolutely insane they've become. And while Sydney Sweeney is their enemy, they promote people like Dylan Mulvaney. It's absolutely insane. The level of insanity that we're at is crazy. The left has decided that this is their new Hitler right here. Sydney Sweeney, to my knowledge, has not said anything political. She's never said that she's MAGA. She's never said anything anti or pro-MAGA to my knowledge. There's been speculation that she is, but who cares what it... The fact is we don't know, and that's exactly what we should be judging her on, is not her political opinion, but her assets, which I think she has a couple of great assets. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. I think she has great assets. And, chat, you can judge for yourself if you think she has great assets. I think she does. I think she has a great personality, and I respect her. And the fact that the left has decided this is their new enemy is absolutely insane. So good on them. Now you got the White House getting involved in it. It's just going to continue to destroy them in the eyes of many within the culture. And that's where we are. So anyway, yes, she does have a great personality. She absolutely does. JRG Project says the reason why Sydney Sweeney is getting so much backlash is because the dating market is so trash and the BS men put up with in 2025. Sweeney is exactly what every man wants. That's the truth. 100%. 100%. Jake the Movie Geek says, have you seen the guy on Piers Morgan screaming like a woman about Sydney Sweeney? I have not seen that one yet. I have not seen that one. But is it on Twitter? Let's see. Let me go to Piers real quick. Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Doug, you still there?
Because he likes to upload like the highlight clips or whatever. Is this it? That's like a 2-minute clip right there. Wait, Mark Lamont Hill says it's racist.
White women are normal, but so you use the word normal and talked about it in the context of this white woman. White women are normal, but so are other people. The problem is, historically, we have only normalized white people, and so we've made white women's bodies, white male bodies, the norm, and we made everything else less human, less beautiful, less real. And so when we say good
for all of my criticisms of Beyonce, I can't stand Beyonce. Beyonce has been one of the most universally accepted female entertainers in history. She is overwhelmingly loved by so many people within the mainstream and beyond. Like, as much as I can't stand her, and as much as I think she's overrated as crap, I can't deny her massive popularity. To the point where Beyonce has gotten so popular that she herself has decided to become more white than black. Look it up if you don't believe me. Beyonce looks like a white girl more than she looks like a black girl. What are you going to say about that, Mark Lamont Hill?
Honestly, I'm sorry, Mark. If I may jump in on my own show.
Look at, all right, Piers, let's go. By the way, and it's not just Beyonce. Like, I personally think that the single greatest female entertainer is Janet Jackson. And if you go back and look at Janet Jackson in the 90s, bro. Janet Jackson in the 90s, amazing personality, okay? But this is just nonsense. What he's saying is absolute nonsense.
What a load of crap. I saw Beyonce do a Jeans ad. Everybody drooled over it and loved it. Oh, she looked hot when she did. Right? I mean, what are you talking about, man? This is... Let me ask you a quick question.
Whitney Houston, yep.
Does Sydney Sweeney have bad genes?
Diana Ross.
I don't think she's bad genes.
So she has good genes. Does she have good genes?
No. Again, if you try to these gotchas, if you just listen.
Good or bad genes?
The whole point is to argue that good and bad genes itself is a bad idea. It's a racist
Why can't you have good genes, Mark?
Is it racist?
Why can't we have good genes?
Like, okay, LeBron James, another person that I can't stand, is probably the single most gifted athlete I have ever seen in professional team sports. Now, he's not a better basketball player than Michael Jordan, but LeBron James' physical gifts are, you can't argue his physical gifts. You can't do it. Does that mean he has good genes? Yes, that's what that means. He has good genes. Good Lord, man.
Respond, and I'm going to hope that you don't interrupt me as I answer. Okay? Because again, no one else has been interrupted except the people who disagree with you. What I'm saying is the word you listen. The word eugenics literally means good genes. It literally means that etymologically. The point here is to judge human beings based on their genes and to decide that you have good genes and you have bad genes isn't in and of itself a racist project. That's the point. So no, it's not that I think that I have good genes and you can't say anyone else has good genes. I'm saying let's get rid of the good genes narrative, particularly when it's based on hair and eyes and body type. Why? Because those things are racially coded. In other words, if I say that straight hair is good genes or blonde hair is good genes, and no, I'm not after watching an ad Googling someone to figure out their natural roots. You'd be shocked to know how many people